The 721st edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code MMASGPN to get a 50% deposit bonus of up to $1,000. And we're brought to you by Rebet, a new sports book available in 45 states. Download Rebet in your app store and use promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $100. And finally, we're brought to you by Rhythm. Start crushing the college football and NFL seasons with Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMN.
Heidi ho, DeGenerinos. Welcome to episode 721 of the MMA Gambling Podcast and the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to Suki MMA. He is the gentleman, we'll say gentleman, who is the old head who enjoys our preambles. So this goes out to you. This is a UFC Futures episode. No, it will not just be preamble. We are actually giving you picks. We are actually giving you lines that you can actually bet. So UFC may have the audacity of taking some weeks off, but we cannot afford to do so here at the MMA Gambling Podcast. I am one of your hosts, the king of the UFC, Jeff Chalks Fox, aka Taco Fox, and we're doing starting things off with the ladies. Ladies first, as per usual. We are going to break down who we think are going to be the champions of the 3 UFC women's divisions at the end of 2025. And it's not just our opinion. You can, like I said, you can actually bet on this with actual odds out there. So there's some expert opinions other than our own here that we're going to be betting on. And we'll recap how we did. Gumby actually hit one of the futures for the women's fights. Yeah. So
which one did I hit?
That'll be Gumby Vreeland. Hi, Gumby Vreeland.
Which one did I hit?
The first division we're going to do, women's strawweight, you hit. So
was she an underdog?
Minus 125 you got on Weili Zhang, and you had her.
That's not that impressive.
Yeah. No,
you hyped me up thinking I hit some kind of.
You hit it
because when we talk about these futures, like some of them we actually get down on, and some of them we just, it's for entertainment purposes. And what would we do? But with that being said, there's some ones I like on this year's. I like that we're starting with the ladies. They're generally easier divisions to handicap.
How about the first one though? The first one we're going to be doing, not so easy.
At least do you mean strawweight?
Strawweight, yeah. If you start with the lowest weight class.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's a weird one. I actually think bantamweight's the easiest. And I don't know, is it flyweight kind of freaking weird now?
Yeah, it is too.
We went from having a champion who we kind of trusted to a champion we kind of didn't trust, and then back to the champion we had already trusted. And okay, well, now do we still love, her as much as we did? But of course, we'll get to that when we talk about flyweight.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get to all that very shortly. So interesting times in UFC. Odds that the UFC opens a UFC atomweight division, or at least has an atomweight fight this year, 2025. What would you give me odds on the board as?
First of all, if they do open it, I would love to see it open with a tournament, not the Ultimate Fighter. That's not what I'm asking. I'm not asking for the Ultimate Fighter. We already have the Ultimate Fighter coming up, by the way. Did you know that?
Yes. Yeah. Flyweights, I think.
Flyweights and welterweights, I want to say, are the 2 divisions. And there are a ton of good flyweights out there, so I hope they'd snatch some of them up. Except for there's a flyweight title fight in the beginning of January. I hope that doesn't disqualify Paris Morin. But regardless, I hope they do a tournament if they do choose to open it. And I don't know, with the amount he's talking about it now, I give it a 50-50 chance we see it this year.
Cool. Who would be the queen of Adam?
Sika Izawa.
There you go. You got an answer before you even got the...
Sika Izawa's nasty. She's so good. I mean, I honestly think if we were doing a women's pound for pound list right now, where I could vote on using people not in the UFC, I think I'd put her top 5. I think she's one of the 5 best women in the world right now.
Really? And where is she fighting out of currently?
Ryzen.
Okay, right.
Ryzen. I think she's fought for Deep and Jules and stuff.
Yeah, she's the Jules champ, I think, currently. She's the Jules strawweight and atomweight champ, and the Ryzen super atomweight champ. So yeah, her mantle is full.
Beating up good fighters over there too.
Yeah. And she's only 27. So this is, and they want to get into
and Dana White has said her name too.
Which is
Dana
rare,
White,
right?
Dana White said her name after the UFC 310 in the presser. And what's interesting about that is she has the same management team as Kaya Sakura. So like, like to say a Japanese fighter's name when you're talking about possible Japanese champions and their manager is probably in the building, that's a really good sign, I would say.
Yeah. Or is it, oh, you fought at strawweight before, so you're a strawweight now. It could be that too.
Maybe.
You're 5'2". You're 5'2", but you're a strawweight. So
yeah, I mean, she is an atom weight in every sense of the word.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, if people know that
we need more short queens. We know this from last episode.
Yes, we are stands for atom weights, and they're fun. Watching fast fighters is fun. That's a tongue twister, but it's true. All right, another thing that's fun is getting our app, the SGPN app. If you haven't already, make sure you download it. It is completely free, as expected. You can get it in the App Store as expected as well. It's got all our picks, easy access to the picks, to our show pages, obviously, to all our articles, to our giveaways, contests, all that good stuff. Free wherever you get your apps, the SGPN app. All right, let's kick things off with, as I mentioned, women's strawweight. Who was the champ starting the year? Do you remember as you entered 2024? Who was the champ?
Was it Carlos Barza?
I don't remember either, Gumby. No, you're supposed to complete me. You didn't complete me.
I think Carlos Barza was the champ.
Really? Strange. No, she had a baby in the past year. There's no way she was the champ, was she?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
That's so
the funny thing is when we do this on the like me and Shockwave do this on the Top Turtle MMA podcast, he's always like, did that happen in 2021? And I'm like, dude, I don't know if something happened last month. Like, and I remember who everybody fought in like the most obscure fights, and I can tell you about who Josh Berkman fought one time, but like also I don't know what year any of that happened.
No, it was Weili Zhang. She's been the champ since 2022, Gumby. We suck. See? Carlos Barza was back in 2022 when she was a champ, and she's since had a baby, and the baby's probably grown up by now, Gumby, and you're still thinking baby's
going to be in the atom weight division.
Yeah. So yes, it's true. This is the UFC's newest division. We haven't had very many champs. Esparza,
not the Joanna. Flyweight came after.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, we had Esparza, Joanna, Rose, Andrade, Weili, Rose again, Carla again, Weili again. So a lot of incumbents. A lot of people winning their belts back. Now, I assume you've already checked out the odds for this stuff. So I used to like to quiz you on what do you think the odds are and stuff like that. Should we give the people a quick breakdown of the futures for this? The champ, current champ.
I can give the quick rundown because I got it
go
all
ahead.
In front of me, and that way. So right now, Weili Zhang, and we're not going to talk about the sports book this is on because they don't sponsor us. But like if you dig around, the Weili Zhang currently betting off -125. Tatiana Suarez, who is most likely next in line, which I know she's actually next in line, but she's like maybe next in line, +140, which is interesting because I wonder what that fight is lined at, and then to see them kind of here.
Do we know what it's lined at?
I'll dig and see when you're talking about the pitch you like. Then Yan Xiaonan +400, Virna Jandiroba +600, and then you're starting to get to your long shots. Andrade 16-1, Lemos 30-1, and Tabitha Ricci 35-1.
All right, maybe I'll give you a couple of the key fights that have already been scheduled because that can change. A lot of these things. You have to predict how often the champ's going to fight and when they're going to fight and stuff like that. It's not just who you think is the best fighter in the division, because that's not always the case here. Yasmin Lucindo versus Amanda Lemos. That's a pretty big fight that's going down at UFC 313. Not the biggest division, so there's not going to be a heck of a lot of fights scheduled. That doesn't matter. Mackenzie Dern, Amanda Hebos. That's the very first event of the new year, UFC Fight Night 249 in Las Vegas. So that's actually a fairly big one because both those fighters, not just are they highly ranked, but they're also you would think they are favorites of the company as well. A couple of fighters you could build divisions around. So that the winner of that could be very well stepping in line. Of course, the big one is Tatiana Suarez, expected to come back for Weili Zhang at UFC 312 in Sydney, and that pretty much is what's going to kick off how we're going to pick who is going to be the champ here. What did we have you look up again? Oh yeah, the
so we
odds
looked up Tatiana Suarez's odds to beat Weili Zhang. You can get her right now at plus 145. So right now, according to sportsbooks, she's got better odds at ending the season or ending the year the champion than winning her next fight, which is for the championship. So I'm telling you here that you're a sucker if you go bet the Tatiana Suarez future line, because like she could just win that fight and then lose the next one and you lose your plus 140.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're going to get better odds on her just winning the one fight anyway. And then the added bonus of just betting her in the fight, if that's what you like, is that like if you're just going to bet her in the fight, that fight falls apart, like we kind of are all hinting that it might possibly, then the bet voids instead of like weirdly holding onto this ticket that you have to deal with for the rest of the year.
Yep. So what do we do, Gumby? I don't know if Suarez, I think is, well, she's a tough matchup for everyone, but the problem is she's a tougher matchup. Her health is the toughest matchup. She can't stay healthy.
Correct.
So,
I'm interested in her in that fight. I'm going to say, I'm obviously now I'm not going to touch that future because it's a terrible price.
You said you'd be a dummy if you did. So
you'd be a dummy of her. But so then I think like outside of being interested in Tatiana Suarez winning that fight, Weili Zhang is a fighter who only fights maybe twice a year. Mm-hmm. She's not a super active champ. Some of that's the travel. Some of that's, all the other factors that go into it. So like, I don't think her price is bad. I think if you think she's going to win that fight with Tatiana Suarez, she might only fight one more time after that. And like, if you're going to look for a future that you feel pretty good about, like Weili Zhang, I think you can feel pretty good about. So I'm going to say the future pick for this division in terms of like just wanting to get it right and to get something on the board, Weili Zhang is my pick here.
That's what I had penciled in. If you could pencil it on a spreadsheet on a computer, that's what I penciled in. Like you said, she's 35, which is a bit of a concern, but we don't like newer division. We don't really know where the fall off point is for fighters at women's strawweight. Like we don't know when.
We've seen kind of women age better than men, I think, especially in the lighter division. So like, how long did Lauren Murphy kick around? And like she's maybe still kicking around. I don't know. But like, how long did she kick around and like fight at the very top? And you saw so with Joanna Jędrzejczyk and like the women fighters seem to age better. So now that we both said that Weili Zhang is kind of our pick here at Strawweight. So then I'm going to turn it to you and ask, is there anything else on the board that perhaps interests you enough to like throw a pizza bet at it?
Thought I do like pizza. I thought I would, before we move to that, you talked about Zhang not being active. She fought once in 2024, in April, once 2023, in August, twice in 2022. So the fact she's fighting at the very, very starting of the year, like this year, may mean she's going to fight twice.
Yeah, this might be a 2-year, but if it's a 2-year, then like to be interested in one of the other ones, you've got to like assume a lot of factors.
Yes.
And that's why I think you just play chalk here.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like Suarez, you just don't bet a future here and you just bet Suarez's money line. And I haven't even decided who I like in that pick.
Yeah.
But I'm saying as far as the futures go, that's the only price that makes sense.
All right. I got to come up with a dog pick here.
Who's fun maybe that you could say on this?
How about Yasmin Lucindo?
I was going to say Yasmin Lucindo.
Hey, plus 20,000.
Yeah, so 200 to 1 on Yasmin Lucindo, and like she's fighting Amanda Lemos. I'm not sure I like her in that fight yet either, but like that's got to be a one-way ticket to a title shot in a division where it seems like we kind of need a challenger, right? It's like the only other one that like kind of sparked my interest was Verna Jandiroba. I would have liked her a little better. She's 6 to 1.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping like 12 or 14 to 1, like somewhere in that range. Because like I don't know that she'll fight her. And like I can't figure out why her fight with Tatiana Suarez was canceled.
It was her end, I think.
It wasn't her end.
Yeah. It's a Jandiroba health issue, which is rare for Tatiana Suarez fight.
To lose that.
And she's 36, which is, like I said, we don't know when these fighters fall off.
But like if she didn't have that health issue, like her fight with Suarez would have been close. And like, as you said, Suarez is a bad matchup for a lot of, flyweight or strawweights because she's a damn good wrestler. That's kind of the case with Jandiroba too. Like Jandiroba's like weirdly tricky and like a lot of problems for people in the wrestling department. So like she kind of interests me, but like if I knew if she was gonna for sure fight Weili Zhang this year and I could get her at 6-1, that would interest me. But like the uncertainty of it, I think Lucindo fighting Amanda Lemos with a chance to basically punch her shot to the second title shot here. 200-1, you could do a lot worse than that.
15 years younger than Lemos, and if she does fight Zhang, 13 years younger. So that's a big gap as well.
And the UFC seems to like her. That's another bonus.
Well, what can you not like about a finisher that's 22 years old? So
all
right, so it's chalk. It's not chalk. It's a team ride at strawweight for us, which is good to see. All right, before we move on to the last two divisions, the only two divisions as of now in the UFC women's side of the things, Underdog Pick'em has one of the biggest venues for all sports. You can now win up to 1,000 times with Underdog streaks. Underdog is always making it easier to win with profit boost and gimme pick'ems. NFL, college football, college basketball, MMA, NBA, NASCAR, and more. And you now use specials and boosts on all flex entries. Gummy, you have a play for the people, maybe for Tuesday or Wednesday.
Sure. We'll stick with the NBA Cup, which I talked about last time. I like Isaiah Hartenson's higher than on his rebounds. Dude's been pulling down tons of boards, filling that Chet Holmgren role, and seems to really like playing in Oklahoma City. So give me him in a big spot against the Bucks.
Yeah, man has been a beast. Sign up with our code MMA SGPN to claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. That's underdogfantasy.com, promo code MMA SGPN. We're brought to you by Rebet. Rebet is a new social sportsbook available in 45 states. There are plenty of betting opportunities available on Rebet. It's easy to use and great for people in states where traditional sportsbooks may be restricted. Download Rebet in the App Store and use the promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $100. That's Rebet, promo code SGPN. All right, we are going to another division, as Gumby reminded us, or reminded me. It is kind of a wacky division, women's flyweight. Of course, the champ starting of the year. I say, of course, but it was, as far as I remember, it was. I already forgot Alexa Grasso, right? I believe.
Yeah, I think Grasso started the year.
Yeah, and now the champ is the old champ once again, Valentina Shevchenko. So, I forgot. Gumby had Zhang coming into this year, and you hit it. I had Suarez, and that didn't pan out. But
she didn't fight really.
Yeah. This year, I had Grasso at plus 350. That did not hit. Gumby had Blanchfield at plus 200, which did not hit as well. So, all right. Gumby, you got some odds for flyweights for you? Valentina Shevchenko has no fight schedule as of now.
Sure, let me run it down with you. But we do know who her challenger is, and you can see it implied in the odds here. So we got Valentina Shevchenko negative 125, bumps all the way up for her likely first challenger here, which is Manal Fiorot plus 200. Erin Blanchfield still kicking around there, plus 300. Then you got Natalia Silva, 600. Your girl Macy Barber, 700.
She's mine now. She was yours, I thought.
I don't want her. And then Grasso, 800. Possibly getting a rematch by the end of the year, maybe. Who knows? Weili Zhang, 10-1. It's the wrong division. Amanda Ribas, 28-1. Tracy Cortez, 28-1. Rose Namajunas, 30-1.
And the only fights that would have any that are scheduled now that would have any bearing at the top of the division would be Yasmin Jasudavicius versus Mayra Bueno Silva at Riyadh UFC Fight Night 250. Not much else has really been booked here as well. So, I'm going with our girl from France.
I thought you were going to say Macy Barber.
No,
shook me for a second.
Apparently,
you gave me like a jump scare.
Apparently, her health is improving. I remember she had some. I can't remember what's going on with her, but she had some kind of scary health issue going on. But it sounds like she's getting better, which is good. But no, I think Fiorot and getting her for plus 200, I think is very solid as well.
So I'm back and forth. So I'm not going to take Shevchenko at all. I think the chinks in the armor have shown.
You gotta think, and she's got to be one of the oldest people in the division. Let me see,
and mileage wise too.
Yeah,
right? Like
36.
And she's got the mileage too, which is just like, and we saw it in the issues with the first two Alexa Grasso fights, right? Is like so Manal Fiorot tempts me at 200. I'm gonna go a little crazy though. I'm gonna take Natalia Silva 6-1. I kind of this is making up, I think, for the fact that I wanted to take Virna Jandiroba, but I didn't think Weili would be active enough. I think I think Shevchenko or whoever holds this belt will be active enough. Shevchenko fights a little bit more than Weili Zhang.
She used to, at least, yeah.
Yeah, and if there is health issues going on with Manon Fiorot, she might not be that far off, right? Natalia Silva has got to be. I mean, like, look at her. You know, I had it up here a second ago. I don't mean to. Her recent run of wins here. She beat Jesuda Vicious in her debut. She TKO'd Teresa Bleda, TKO'd Victoria Leonardo, beat Andrea Lee, Viviana Arroyo, and Jessica Andrade. Like, that is, I mean, that's like a title shot worthy run already. Like, you know, outside of like beating somebody like Erin Blanchfield, like she's 30-27, Jessica Andrade.
Yeah.
Like, that seems like it's enough for me to get a title shot already. Maybe she's got to like squeeze in one more fight where she beats like Caitlin Sermonara or something like that. You know, because she's not going to fight Blanchfield. They're not going to make her do that. So, you know, at 6-1, I'll take that. That'll be my my sort of fun one here.
Yeah, that was going to be my fun one as well. I know it's boring, but yeah, everything makes sense for her, and she seems to be the type of fighter the UFC would be willing to give a title shot to as well. And she got the resume already. She probably one win away. Hopefully they get a fight scheduled for her against, as Gumby mentioned, like a veteran, maybe a former contender like Caitlin Sermonari. Why couldn't she get an easier name? We got Chukagian, and this one's just as hard.
Yeah.
Simonara. But yeah, I like Natalia Silva at plus 600. Obviously, Firo is my official pick. My long shot would be Natalia Silva. Do you
That's
have
not
another
even a long shot. Can I ask you to go down?
You want me to go longer than that? Okay, let me go down the list here.
Make a case for somebody deeper down on the list than 6 to like you know, I read all the way up to Rose Namajunas. You got to go deeper than Rose Namajunas.
I got to go deeper because I was going to say she could very easily get a title shot. How about my girl Jasmine Jasudovich?
That's who I was going to say.
30,000. There you go.
Yeah, 300-1 on her.
Yep, got the personality. Very active, always fights.
She's fighting somebody who was in a title fight recently.
Yep. She's probably a win or two away, or 2 wins away, I would say.
And she's 3-0 in her last 3 fights since that weird Tracy Cortez loss, and Cortez is like lost since then, so she's kind of off. 2 Doris choke finishes. She's going in there and finishing people. You know, we're talking like she could win a couple of fights by the end of the year, be on a 5-fight winning streak, have a win over Mayra Buena Silva, who was in a title fight recently, and like, you know, maybe somebody falls off, but like she could be fighting for a title in December. I could see that easily.
Yep. There you go. We're on the same, and she could very easily talk her way into a title fight as well. So
yeah, she's a lot of fun. I've always liked Jasmine.
Not afraid to call people out on the mic. So we saved maybe the boringness division to last. Before we get to it, MyBookie.ag, we're brought to you by MyBookie.ag. And MyBookie has been running on SGPN for years. Check out the new and improved website. It's great on mobile. Plus, they have props for every game and the live dealer casino. They even have new early cash out options available. Check out the MMA lines over there. And when you do head to MyBookie.ag, make sure you use our promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus a $10 casino chip. It's MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. And SGPN's proud partner, Rhythm, is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds and get predictions for betting on money lines, spreads, totals, and props. Build your model, copy one of the top performing models from the leaderboard, or have Rhythm build you a model. You can now track props in the Rhythm app, NFL picks, NFL props, college football, college basketball, and NBA. Rhythm has it all. I'll offer props, you ask, naturally. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. All right, women's bantamweight. Boo. We'll have fun with it. We'll find some winners for you. The champ coming into this year was who, Gumby? I'm putting you on the spot again.
Was it vacant? It was vacant.
Was it vacant?
Yeah, because, Amanda Nunes dropped it after winning in December or November of the year prior.
I expected Mayra Buena Silva to win the title fight. She did not, so I lost.
I think I picked Miesha Tate.
You did pick Miesha Tate. That did not happen. When's the last time she fought?
I don't think she fought this year, but like she was like, to be
December
fair,
2nd, 2023 was her last fight.
I think she was 100-1 or something like that, though. And like,
she was.
in like
Plus
with
5,000, so
5,000, so 50 to 1, 50 to 1. But like 50 to 1 on somebody who's a champ when they like clearly needed some name value.
Yeah.
And she had looked really good in her previous fight, and then just, I mean, she didn't get a fight, so whatever.
Tell the people the odds, Gumby, if you got them in front of
All
you.
right, let me run them down for you here. We are starting at the top, not with the champ for the first time. Kayla Harrison, negative 300. Then you got the actual champ, if you want to call her that, Juliana Pena, plus 300. You got Amanda Nunes and a plus 1,000, even though she's retired. Although these odds can kind of be predatory, being that like they're trying to tempt you into doing things. Because down at 700 to 1 at the bottom of this is Lucy Pudilova, and she fights for the Octagon Championship at the end of this month. So that's a weird person to be in there. But anyway, Amanda Nunes, the retired Amanda Nunes, 10 to 1, which is the same as Raquel Pennington, 10 to 1. Then you got Macy Chiasson, 11 to 1. Myra Buena Silva, who's gone down to flyweight at 12 to 1. Norma Dumont, 15. Arena Aldana, 30. Ketlin Vieta, 30. And then we're over 30 after that. So those are the odds that you see there. Is it my turn to go first or yours?
Let me tell you some of the fights that have been scheduled. I guess all the fights here could be title fights because it is Bantamweight and it's very small division. Ketlin Vieira, Macy Chiasson, UFC Fight Night 252 in Seattle. Jackie Cavalcante, who is 3-0 in the UFC, so you never know, versus Julia Avila. You would think she's going to beat her probably. UFC Fight Night 251.
Avila's been good when she's like around though.
Yeah. And then Eileen Perez, our favorite, who is 4-1, so she's piling up the wins, versus Carol Hosa, UFC 311 in Inglewood. All right, Gumby, obvious pick, right?
You got to take Kayla Harrison.
Yeah,
like there's no value on anybody else here.
You don't want to tie up your money on this for a full year for minus 300, but
I mean, you could maybe like parlay her with Weili Zhang if you think Zhang's going to get by Suarez. Yeah. You get like plus 150. No, plus 140 if you put those two together. So like, maybe do that. You like, it wouldn't hurt to like put her in a parlay with other people because she's gonna win that title. The only other like name towards the top that I would perhaps be interested in is like if I got some kind of clear indication that Amanda Nunes was going to come back. 10 to 1 on Amanda Nunes come back. She's teased it. She doesn't look interested in it for real. She teases it just to keep people saying her name and stuff like that. But like, her at 10 to 1, maybe the only other name towards that. Is there any other names towards the top that you're interested in?
What about Juliana Pena, the champ? Not because I think she's going to win.
She just might get hurt all the way to the end of the year.
She drags her feet because she doesn't want to fight Kayla Harrison, and maybe they make an interim champ.
The thing is I think everybody who I said already beats her. Like literally every other, like, because I think she lost her title fight, to be clear. I don't think they're going to give Raquel Pennington a rematch, but if they did, I'd pick Pennington. Yeah. And then a 10 to 1 would look really good. Like you might be right. Juliana Pena could just fake her way to an injury to the end of the year and cash you at 3 to 1. Yeah. But I'd still say there's a better chance that she actually has to fight somebody and gets her knocked off. So
others near the top, Norma Dumont's on a nice roll, plus 1,500.
And she came out looking really good in that last fight. Yeah, that's true.
Over Silva's shorter odds, Chiasson's shorter odds.
Well, Silva, you got to stay away from. She doesn't even want to fight in this division anymore. She's leaving the division. So that's a wild one.
Dumont is way better.
Dumont's a better looking odds than those other ones because one of them's not in the division and the other one's retired. She's better than that. I'm gonna do what we did in all the other divisions too. I'm gonna press you for a big one.
Yep.
Go down ballot and see if you've got the same one circled as me for the third straight division. Because
is Eileen Perez big enough one at plus 12,000? I don't think.
I'm so mad that you said that name.
Is it though?
Yeah, it's big enough. You got 120 to 1 on her.
I'll take her just because she's got a big mouth and she's figured out what she excels in, and she's beating people at it. It's women's bantamweight.
Her odds is the same as Misha Tate's.
She's got a better chance to Misha Tate. So give me Eileen, give me Perez.
I'm gonna say my down. So I got 2 down ballot picks. I'm gonna spread my wealth here.
Okay.
If you're gonna go, if you want a lottery ticket and you can't possibly get behind Eileen Perez, how about Nora Cornell? Nora Cornell looks good sometimes. Yep. And then also I like Jackie Cavalcante. Cavalcante is 150 to 1. And I think you said she's 3-0 in the division. She's got a fight booked with
formerly.
She's got a fight booked with
Carol Hosa. No, Is her
No, Julia Avila. Julia Avila.
Right. Yeah, that's a win. That's a win.
And it seems like a win. So that that puts her up at 4-0. She might be able to get one more win in there and then like challenge towards the end of the year. I also think she like looked kind of bad in her first fight and is now like fighting like I expected her to all the time. Mm-hmm. So I mean, if I would say maybe that's my better down ballot pick more than Cornell. So I would say my down ballot pick here would be Jackie Cavalcante.
Ever since I started fading her, she started looking better, of course. So
yeah, I picked her in her first fight, but like I was like, ooh, that didn't look real great. And then she's looked better since then.
Yeah, we're expecting, she's coming off of LFA champion there. We expected her to look the way actually she has looked now. So yeah, it all turned out. She didn't even catch an L. Learned some lessons, didn't even catch an L. So all right, so both have Harrison, and then Perez and Cavalcante are big ones. For flyweight, I got Fierro. He's got Natalia Silva. We both have Jasmine Jasudavicius as our big swing. Both have Zhang at strawweight. Both have Lucindo as our big swing there. So there you go. Depending on your how much money you want to get, you're willing to have tied up for a whole year, because this is not a season. UFC takes no real breaks other than for a few weeks, Christmas time. So your money will be tied up all year, and depending on your risk reward and whether you think it's worth taking a swing, we gave you both. We gave you chalk, we gave you swing, so you're all set. Tomorrow and the next day we're gonna do some more. It's fun, right? We'll do some more, right?
Yeah, let's do it again. We're gonna hit you with some flyweights and some bantamweights before the week's over.
Yeah, so there you go. In the meantime, we shall be in the Discord chatting about this and all other things MMA, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. We shall be checking out the comments and replying on YouTube. MMA Gambling Podcast naturally is even though I almost said the wrong one, is the YouTube channel.
Second time this week.
This week. Make sure you subscribe. We are on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, SGPN MMA. Gumby runs that. He's Gumby Vreeland. I'm Jeff Fox, writer there, and on Instagram, I got a Substack, moneymma.substack.com. Check it out. Once the UFC starts up again, I will be running my free weekly UFC pick'em contest, giving you real prizes for free. In the meantime, I will have plenty of articles up there. Gumby's got a Top Turtle MMA podcast. He promises some exciting. Well, he always has exciting interviews. He has a curse-filled one coming up, as in swears, not
Will effing Flurry, baby.
There was it's a new Top Turtle curse. It used to be a curse to the fighters who were on it. Now fighters curse. So
cursing.
Check out Top Turtle. And of course, sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We'll be back tomorrow. It shall be me. What's my nickname going to be? The future Jeff Fox. You can be Fiona Vreeland, and we'll talk to you then. Two of your favorites.